Hello everyone and welcome back to Humble Heart Horsemanship. My name is Sabrina and today's video is going to be really fun because you guys are going to be joining me and Gemini on a trail ride on the hills behind our ranch. And basically every morning my window in my bedroom looks out on these beautiful, beautiful hills right behind our house, literally right in our backyard. And I look up at them and I just think like, wow, this is so incredible that I live here, number one. Number two, I really need to take advantage of taking Gemini on those trails behind the hills a lot more often than what I do right now because winter is approaching. We're actually supposed to have snow next Wednesday. Today is Thursday, and really today is the last day where it's going to be warm out. It's gonna be like 72 today. But it's cold right now, that's why I'm wearing my little sweater, and I have my coffee here with my pumpkin creamer, which makes me so happy. But anyways, you guys are going to go on a trail ride with me and Gemini on the beautiful hills. I'm really looking forward to it. It's super windy, so you may not be able to hear a lot of what I'm saying. I hope you can, but it's pretty windy this morning. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's go for a trail ride. Trying to reach my coffee. Here's a little PSA for you guys. Wear your helmet. You gotta protect your head. You need your head in life. So here's me putting on my helmet to protect my noggin that I so greatly need in this world. Gotta protect the melon. Ta-da! right, let's go for a trail ride. Let me get up on this here, get my foot in here. See if I can do this with one hand. Here we go. Woo! Did it! Say bye to Gunner. You see bye, Gunner. And I'm on Gemini now. Up here, we're about to go hit the trails. Anytime that I get on Gemini, I like to just have him sit and stand here after I get on for at least 30 seconds before he's allowed to walk. Because when I first got him, he had the bad habit of trying to walk away once you got on at the mounting block, and he's gotten a lot better, but sometimes he still tries to inch forward. So we're just gonna wait here for another 10 seconds and then we're gonna go. Look at that mane, so pretty. You got this, good boy. No eating. Come on. Good boy. All right, you guys, so we're gonna start by going up over here first, and then kind of the far end of the property. We're gonna go on up the hill over here and then work our way across to the other side. You can hear Gunner calling to Gemini. Gunner is super duper attached to Gemini, more than Gemini is attached to Gunner. So whenever Gemini and I go somewhere, Gunner's always calling like, hey, don't take my brother away. Hey, look, we can see our shadow. Hello, hi. Alrighty, let's see how this goes. Let's go play. I know. Now these trails are super duper good for Gemini. He's learning a lot about balance and a lot about where he needs to place his feet to stay the most balanced as he walks across uneven ground, because there's so much to learn for a young trail horse when you take them out on terrain like this, because it's very rocky, very sloped, lots of hills, lots of rocks, and they just have to learn their own way of where they need to place their feet for the best balance that they could possibly find. So we're gonna ride straight up here. No eating. There you go, good boy. Never allow your horse to try to eat on the trail. It is one of the worst things you can let your horse do, because if you let your horse do that too many times, you'll have a horse that is constantly stopping to eat on the trail, which is not good. It's very annoying to ride a horse that constantly wants to eat on the trail, so don't ever allow them. A lot of times, if you allow your horse to eat on the trail just once, they'll try it again and again and again because they got away with it. So no eating on the trail whatsoever. Okay, let's see if I can get him to turn. Walk. Good boy. Let's go on up. You got this. You're strong. Do the hill. As we go up this hill, I'm slightly leaning forward, so I'm helping him get up the hill. I'm not going to let him trot it or canter it, because he's strong enough to take himself up here without having to speed up. Walk. Good boy. Oh, it's so pretty, isn't it? I know, it's hard work. Hard work, but you're doing good, baby. Oh, pretty, pretty. And I also like to stop my horse every once in a while on the trails, because if you just keep walking and walking and walking, they get the idea that trail riding is a forward thing, and they never learn that they can also just stand still and rest on the trails. We don't always have to be going someplace. So I'm just gonna let him stand here for a little bit and kind of just have a little relaxation moment after he just went up that hill. But look how pretty this view is, you guys. Isn't this gorgeous? Well, there's our house, and our property line's all the way over there. Beyond that, it looks like a shed, but that's our upper barn down there. And then over here, that's also our land. Our property line is halfway up this hill, so we're not gonna go all the way to the top because that's our neighbor's land, but we're gonna go about midway to that plateau over there you kind of see. Over here you see some feathers on the ground. Something was killed there, a bird was killed there. And then there was a skunk tail over there. You probably can't see very well, but he spooked at that a little bit. So we're just gonna be calm. We're gonna make sure that I'm breathing and relaxing. Ho, ho. And I'm just gonna have him stop and rest for a little bit, practice some patience. Good boy, Gemini. Good boy. Some cacti right there. Don't want him to step on that. Hey, looks like there's a random hat. Do you guys see that? You see that little white thing kind of above the rocks? It's a random baseball cap. Probably our neighbor's. Good boy. All right, let's go down here. Go downhill. I'm focusing on leaning back, making sure I'm not leaning too far forward so we can actually get down the hill. Man, this is hard trying to ride one-handed while I also film. It's tricky. It's good exercise. Easy, easy, good boy. All right, look at that beautiful view, you guys. Isn't that pretty? It's gorgeous. So like right there, there's a little plateau. And we're just at our property line up here. Ooh. Ooh. Good boy. Good. He's licking and chewing. I said stop and he said all right. It's a bunch of like holes and things. If you see over there, there's some holes. So lots of creatures live up here on the top of the hill. Gemini was not focusing very well, so I turned off the recording and we worked on some circles to get him focused on me again. And because every time I asked him to stop, he kept trying to inch forward. So I said, hey, we're gonna move your feet to help you focus on what I'm asking. And then below Gemini here is a skull. You guys can probably see that. Looks like a deer skull or something like that. It's been up here for a while. But yeah, super duper pretty view. I just love it out here. Keep in mind when you're going downhill, you want to lean back just a little bit to help your horse shift their weight to their hind end. It'll help them balance and get down the hill better than if you are sitting in an upright position or if you're leaning forward. Ooh. Good boy. I know it's hard to be patient. Good boy. I know all about it. Another gorgeous view. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, do you love it? Good boy. Good boy. Very good, Gemini. You know, it's kind of fun out here, isn't it? I think he's getting the hang of it. He feels a little bit more apprehensive than usual today, to be honest. Normally he's more chill, but it could just be that it's early morning, it's kind of chilly out, and you know, he's feeling a little frisky. But he feels like he's calming down under me a little bit more now that we've been out here for a little bit. Alright, I wasn't really able to film that, but we just made our way down the hill over here, found a little switchback that made it 10 times easier for us to go down it without just having to literally go straight down a cliff. So that was good, but now we're at the manure pile, or the dump, whatever you want to call it. This means that we have reached pretty much the far end of our property line, and this is where I dump all the horse manure, obviously. So we're just here for a second, but now we're gonna go back down this and go on to the other side. Alrighty, so now we've made it to the lower barn. And we're gonna go back on down there where Gunner is. Yeah, good boy, Jemmy. And we're gonna play around in the round pen just a little bit, just because I feel like his focus is not 100% today. He seems a little bit distracted and kind of trying to do his own thing. And I think a big part of that is that, you know, he is not trained how to neck rein. He gets somewhat a very basic concept of it, but he's definitely not finished with his neck reining. So I'm trying to record and then also ride at the same time and steer him, and that's a little bit difficult. Good boy. Going down another hill. He's like, man, lady, there's so many hills today. But I think he's done a good job. You know, he's only 4 and he's still learning, and he's had time off when I moved down here to Wyoming. So we're just kind of getting reacquainted with each other again, and it's no easy feat, you know, training a young horse. You learn a lot from it. He's learning a lot too, so it's a good process. Sometimes we just have days where his energy feels a little bit off. Yes, I know, that's where the chain is. And then days when I have my energy kind of off. So we're all just learning here. But now we're gonna play inside the round pen a little bit and do a quick little training session under saddle, make sure that his focus is with me a little bit better before we end. So there is this really incredible horse trainer and riding instructor. Her name is Stacy Westfall. I'm sure you've probably heard of her before. She's really well known in the Western world, and she's incredible at what she does. She has an amazing podcast, and one of her more recent podcasts was all about the biggest mistake that riders make out on the trails, and that is not using their leg cues when they're trail riding. I try to make a note of using my leg cues, but I do admit it can sometimes be tricky. Ooh, thank you. Trying to move. Because, you know, you're really distracted when you're out trail riding. There's a lot to see. So she did a whole podcast talking about why riders need to be consistent with the cues that they use in the round pen and in the arena with the same cues they use out on the trails. And a big part of that is using your leg cues enough. So just a reminder, walk. Just a reminder to make sure that you are using your leg cues and asking your horse consistently in the normal way that you ask them to do things when you're riding in the round pen or out in the arena. So I just wanted to jump on and remind you guys of that, because that's another thing that I'm always trying to remind myself of. There's so many things that we get to remind ourselves of when we're riding. Like, all of us have habits that are like bad habits and things we need to work on. For me, it's keeping my toes in when I ride, because I tend to ride with my toes pointed away from my horse's body, which is not good, because I can't be providing the proper and the correct point of contact when I'm asking with my legs for various things. So that's something that I'm working on. Another one is making sure that my hands are not too low and wide. Being someone that grew up taking Western riding lessons, you know, you're taught a lot about keeping your hands low and wide to encourage the horse's head to drop. But in reality, when you do that too much, I mean, there's a time and place for that, but if you do that too much, you can actually be causing your horse to get heavy on the forehand. So you want to make sure that your hands, we're going downhill, one sec. Oop, watch out, Jam, don't go down there, there's a thing. You want to make sure that your, you have that line through the reins all the way up through your hands. It's a straight line, and sometimes I ride with my hands a little too low and wide than what is needed. So those are some things that I'm working on. You guys, I think we could all agree that I definitely need to buy a GoPro. That's gonna be my next Amazon purchase, because it's really difficult to ride one-handed with a horse that does not really know what neck reining is. You know, it's a little difficult. Look at us go. We got a nice loose rein. We're just walking around, cooling down, not being all jittery like he was a little bit up on the hills. Sometimes it just takes a good little round penning training session to get their focus back, and then once you have it back, you're like, wow, you're acting normal like you usually are. Guys, when I usually walk Gemini in this field of ours, he usually tries to jump the trenches, or he doesn't usually try, he does jump the trenches. I think it would be hilarious if he were to jump one right now under saddle, so I'm gonna see if he'll try. And I'm really curious if he's gonna try it right now. Ooh! Okay, that was not jumping, that was very uncoordinated, sir, but good try. Come on, you got this. No, don't stop in the middle of the trench. You gotta walk over it. There you go. Good boy. Okay, still didn't jump it. You know how funny that would be if he did jump it, though? I would probably just be yeeted up into the sky, but it would be funny. Hey, you can do it, Jam. Hope I don't get yeeted. Come on. Woo! Okay, that was not a jump. That was him tripping. Now, here's your chance. Come on. Hope I don't get yeeted. Oh, okay. Whoop, he's just going straight down. Oop, okay. You didn't jump it, Gem. I thought you were gonna jump it. That would have been such good content. Come on. Ooh, he's like, okay, there's so many hills here, lady. What are you trying to get me to learn here? Trying to get you to learn how to stay balanced and to build your hind end up and your top line by going up and down hills. Now we're going through the sagebrush. Yes, I know. Good boy. Do you guys talk to your horses? I've talked to my horses all the time. I've read studies about how horses remember people based off of their voices. So I'm always talking to my horses, like all the time. Like I just talk about random things. Sometimes I'll talk about what we're doing with them. And it's just funny. I really enjoy talking to them, though. I feel like I get a little confused by people who don't talk to their horses because I talk to them so much that it would be very foreign and very weird for me to not talk to them. Come on, no hands! Hands-free riding! When I was a ride instructor with my students, I used to, have different names for different exercises that we did, and one of them was hands-free riding, and so these little kids would come in and go, can we do hands-free riding? Because they love the exercise on the lunge line. So it's kind of funny now. I'm like, I'm doing hands-free riding, look at me! Fun fact, you guys, when your horse is pooping, if you stand up, you see I'm standing up, it actually makes it more comfortable for the horse to poop when you're on their back. Gemini has Spot the other horses. I'm pretty certain they're mares, but he's like, ooh, pretty girls. Surprised he hasn't like whinnied at them or anything, but he's looking at them. Oh, good boy, Jemmy. What a good boy. You did so good. All right, you guys, we just finished our ride. I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure that you scroll down, hit that like button, and subscribe for more videos like this. And Gemini and I, he's clearly exhausted because that was so strenuous. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.